Now you know it's been a while when I start jamming to my own intro, and I'm the one that created it. What's up, guys? It's been a minute. Welcome to the Range and Mad Hour. I just been a busy bee. I got so many projects that I'm working on. I'm gonna announce a few of them here and there while I'm here. But I got a special guest here today. Now, this man who is here today is a legend. This man is our next mayor, our next president. I think he'd be a better president than the current one we got today. But that's just my opinion, even though we're not a presidential show here. Not at all. But anyway, this man is it's because of his genius that a purple dinosaur life changed forever after a couple of home videos titled Barney the Backyard Gang. He is here with me today. I know last time we had some technical issues with clips being played. YouTube is just, I never say this out loud on my shows or to anybody, but I'm going to say it right now. YouTube is sucking eggs right now. Their lubricant is tripping. But it is what it is. But before we get started, I'm going, before I always bring my guests on, I always have a throwback commercial or something. So I do have something here. I don't think they will strike me for this because this is not a Barney commercial. So, but I think our guests might get a little hungry when they see this. So, here we go.
Almonds. Want to know who gives you more of them? The new Mars bar. More big, beautiful almonds than any other popular chocolate bar. Rich chocolate, buttery caramel, and now more almonds than ever. One great little reward just got a little greater.
Well, this reward today just got a little greater because I'm here with this celebrity man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Steve Urkel. No, I'm just kidding. Jaleel White is not here. I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Stephen White. How you doing, Stephen?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. Stop, really. And before we go any further, Matt, I think it's important that I say, when I become mayor and president, I'm going to take care of YouTube. I'm going to get the kinks of it out, and it will be a beautiful, beautiful broadcast medium.
I'm telling you.
Vote for me in November, folks. Well, bye.
Man, well, Stephen, I'm glad we're here again to do this part two.
Yes.
I know we always keep in touch behind the scenes, but to do this is always great. And man, let me tell you, when I did your life story, I knew I was going to be in for an adventure and a ride. But let me tell you, it was a fun ride. I mean, I got the
I'm
tea.
glad.
Now, did you? Well, I know. I think we do got. Let me see. Hey, disappeared. There it is. Hey, we got some guests here. One fan just say, "Hey, it's the king, Mr. Stephen White."
Thank you for being here. It's nice people are taking time out of their Sunday to come and visit. So
That's right.
come on in, bring your friends. Yeah.
Yeah, come on in, get some popcorn ready. Thank you, Mr. Rockin' Robinson's Studios and Matt Wegger 2323. I got
Yeah.
my first guest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, Stephen, I know we've talked a lot. You've been interviewed a lot. You're a famous guy, but I'm just going to ask this anyway. Just looking back at your career as a little boy with your
Yes.
two great siblings, Don and Mike,
Yeah.
and your sister, and
Absolutely.
your parents. Did you have any idea that years later you'd be writing for Barney and Friends?
Not for Barney and Friends. No, I no idea like that. I think there was an inkling that I, and actually my siblings too, we'd all be doing things that were a little off the usual charts for what people do. Something creative, something fun, but national TV show about a dinosaur, that came as a surprise to me completely.
Um, well, for those that want to know more about you, should go see the documentary because they'll know everything about you. But before Barney and Friends, and before Chuck E. Cheese, you started in radio, correct?
Yeah, I had been doing radio commercials originally in Bloomington, Indiana. I had that job for some years at a radio station, 97 WBWB, the Rainbow of Rock in Bloomington. So I would write and eventually produce commercials. I would do a lot of voice work for those, a lot of goofy voices, and I was the production manager, the guy who did the recording, and who became just a dear friend of me,
Hmm.
was a gentleman named Rich Stone, who then later went on to write and conduct the music for Warner Brothers cartoons, Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs and such. Super talented guy. So we we enjoyed working in the same radio station and egging each other on and having fun making things. So at the point that I moved to Texas with my wife Kathy, that's when I uh, started doing radio commercials in the Dallas market, hiring out to various agencies and studios and things. So yeah, a big old background in radio. I still love the medium. I love old time radio, but uh, yeah, that was what I was doing before Chucky.
Well, I know you love Medium because even today you have fun posting videos on Facebook, so you are still out there in the Medium. Somebody need to hire you.
Yeah, what's up with that? Uh,
But
it's always confusing. People say, "Are you retired?" And I say, "Well, I don't know. I'm still doing stuff. I'm just not getting paid." So I don't think I'm retired. I think I'm underemployed. I was
yes,
about to say underappreciated, but obviously that's not the case. Look, you're here, and our huge audience is here. So I'm doing fine on the appreciation scale.
you got a question by a fan already. We just got started. Look at that.
Well, that's fair.
You're popular. Question from Mr. White. When we get to Barney, besides the one we already know about, what are some ideas for a home video or an episode that you wish you could have been able to do?
Uh, Certainly, and I've mentioned this various places before, talking to myself in the shower. No, there I wrote a script about Barney and the kids going to the hospital, and I really wish that one had been made because the idea, controversially to the people making decisions, was to make hospitals not scary for kids. Seemed to me like a natural, but yeah, I wrote the thing, and uh, yeah, it was fun. It was all kids at some point are going to have to go to the hospital. Maybe they're ill. Maybe they've had an accident. Maybe they just have a friend or a sibling who's gone to the hospital. And this is very scary stuff. So I really wanted to have a video in which we show, okay, this is what an X-ray machine does, and it looks scary, but it's not scary. And these are the people who work in a hospital, and they're just there to help. And and of course, it wouldn't be a good Barney home video unless there was a lot of humor in it. So I was very happy with the script and very disappointed then when the marketing people said, "Oh no, that's depressing." It's like, well, trust me, I'm not, I'm not
Were they
gonna
smoking something?
I'm not gonna write a Barney script that's depressing. Uh, so I wish that one had happened, uh, for sure. That would have been great.
Were they smoking something when they said it'd be depressing? Because I know that would not have been depressing to kids.
No, I'm not quite sure how the decision making process went down. I wasn't there for
Hmm.
that. I often wasn't involved in any meetings with the marketing people, which is probably good for the marketing people because they made some wacky decisions. And I will say though that see, at the point that I was doing radio in Dallas, when I came to the market, it was all advertising. And for that matter, at the radio station in Bloomington, where I worked with Rich, that was all advertising. So I understand marketing, I understand messaging. And so that's why these decisions bug me so much, is because they were also playing in my professional backyard. So I'd like to think I had educated opinions about that. But yeah, some stuff I would have loved to have seen happen got shot down.
Yeah. Well, before we continue, I just wanted to answer this one fan question. I think our last post was our stream was so popular last time that I had a fan just ask me the question if I could
Yeah,
replay the Rainbow Beard show, and the answer to that
yeah,
is unfortunately no, because YouTube decided to turn off the stream last time, and
yes.
me and you were still, me and Steve were still watching the episode, and by the time I realized, I'm like, I'm not live anymore, and I went, oh, YouTube stopped my show abruptly, so unfortunately, because of that, I cannot replay the episode of the Rainbow Beard, but I do have.
Fortunately, Matt and I have the script, and we can play it out for you.
I know, right?
Okay, you're Barney and all the kids, and I'm the pirate.
Well, unfortunately, you
Yeah.
didn't bring your hat with you because
No.
I had it in mind, but you know what? Because of this, if you can remember the words word for word, I'll just do this. Okay, kids, here is the big rainbow beer bottle. Here we go. One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready, and four to go. Pop.
Ahoy, me hearties, now listen well, and a special secret I will tell. If it's me treasure you want to discover, then follow the map of shapes and colors. It won't be gold or jewels you'll find, but a treasure of a different kind. It'll be an adventure if you dares to try it. Sincerely yours, Rainbow Beard the Pirate.
And then he disappears. And I got to tell you, Stephen, I know I've said this to you many times, and I said it when we did the last show. I've said this in other interviews I've done with people, even with Just Nelson. Uh, and nobody can fault you or Mark for this. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
I wish somehow they would have allowed y'all to bring Rainbow Beard back for other episodes, especially when the newer
Oh
kids
yeah,
came on, because that would have been a fun adventure for that character.
I would have loved to have had a chance to do more with that. I would have been terrified, but my terror has nothing to do with it. Uh, yeah, he's a fun character, and they had a wonderful costume for it. So yeah, I could have, and I'm still available if somebody wants to make a Rainbow Beard. I can be on set on next Monday.
Now you're talking about you're nervous, and yet you have multiple takes of Mark Bertholm's delivery, man, constantly doing take after take after take after take after take.
Now, in complete fairness, director Jim Rowley, who did the Rainbow Beard episode, all I had to do was stand near a music stand with the words on it, and do my bit while they recorded it, because they were then going to drop it in as an effect later. So all I had to do was keep doing it until I got it the way Jim wanted it. Mark, on the other hand, was performing live with the cast, so he had to remember his lines, he had to react, he had to his marks on the floor. He had to give a pretty athletic performance. So yeah, it would be an apples and oranges things to say, oh yeah, Steve blew through the rainbow part, and Mark was really nervous doing his Mr. Delivery Man. No, Mark had the harder gig, and I was as a good friend, I was there to stand there and laugh at him. So bless his heart, he sweated so hard that his body mic started shocking him, and so I helpfully laughed at that too.
And what was also interesting was each take he did, again, he would walk away. But then that very last take he did that double jumper, walked off, and that ended up being the take they ended up using.
Oh, so. Yeah. I mean, that's a great skill. So they've had on another delivery man or two, but they don't do the jump. So they are imposters.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I will play this one video.
Yes.
There are two things I can play that I'm sure you two won't knock me for, but you are involved in that, and we will talk about it. Now, this one is your famous one that I think you still can do today.
Uh-huh.
When I heard your back crack for a second, I was like, "Was that me?"
No, you can actually hear the bones snapping. A little something I like to call.
Yeah.
And no, I don't do that anymore. or if I try, I'm going to be off to the ER pretty quickly. But that predates AI, kids. That was real. Bringing it real.
Yeah, you were very tall and loose like that. I mean, you just took your whole all that stuff you did and just
exactly. It does not seem possible that somebody could go 360 degrees, and yet there I was.
And speaking of which.
Yes. Let's greet Steve White and Chris Massaro. Welcome. Nice to have you with us. We'd like to get acquainted with you. Chris, please tell us about you.
Okay, my name's Chris Massaro, and I live in Whittier with my husband, Randy. And right now I'm on a leave from the telephone company, and I'm just enjoying taking care of my little boy.
That's nice, Chris. All right, good luck to you. Steve, tell us about you.
Well, my name is Steve White. I'm from Bloomington, Indiana, home of Indiana University and Breaking Away, in case anyone has seen that.
That was a wonderful flick.
Thank you. And I was once in Ripley's, believe it or not, for standing with my feet around backwards. So.
You what?
I stood with my feet around backwards and was in Ripley's, believe it or not.
Are you a contortionist?
I am indeed, yes.
Well, get out here and show us what you can do here. Right there. On that little blue dot. They can focus a good light on that little blue dot.
Okay, now this actually helps if somebody turns 1 foot around for me. Are you?
All right, sure.
What's he going to do? Grab my other toe and just pull it around toward the other toe.
Now pull this one around. Does that hurt? Oh, that hurts. I don't want to I knew it. Oh, that hurts. I don't want to do that.
Me.
One of the great moments in my life,
Mm.
unquestionably. And to this day, it is still music to my ears to hear the audience going, oh, it got a reaction. So I'm quite lucky to have actually had a video made of that in a studio with real cameras and real lighting. So
Yeah.
because that's another thing I'm not doing anymore. I do not want to be, in the ER with them asking now, how did you break your artificial hip? Well, I'll turn my leg all around backwards. No, so that's why I'm glad this stuff exists on tape. It's proof that I've been crazy a long time, not just recently, and that's useful in court.
Oh, I knew you was crazy, but then I didn't even meet you at first.
No,
When I first heard about
yeah.
Stephen White, I was like, who is this guy? He is plausibly capable, and then I've heard no, he crazy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I'd like to think those videos are going to help with that presidential campaign that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. And when I played the first video, the fan said, "Sweet mother of pearl, he is flexible in every sense of the world." So
It's really true. They call that hypermobility of your joints. So
yeah,
but Elasto the Magnificent was a catchier name, so that's what I used when performing.
yeah. Well, let's talk about your charming wife, Kathy. And y'all had an amazing daughter,
Yeah.
Sarah. Can Sarah do any of that stuff that you do?
She can do some of it. The rest she has too much good sense to try. But yeah, she can do leg stuff and finger joints and things like that. So
Yeah.
we're a loose-limbed family.
I noticed, and I haven't met you in person yet.
Oh, yeah. You'll barely recognize me. My joints going every which way. You'll turn around and say, "I hope he doesn't notice me." That guy's just weird.
Well, can you share the story about when Kathy came into your life? I know it involves some pizza.
It does. This was back in Bloomington, Indiana. I had graduated from Indiana University with a psychology degree, the big money, and I had no desire to go then join real life. And I had friends in Bloomington who were still in school. So, yeah, I just decided, let me hang around Bloomington until I'm forced to act like a grown-up. And I got a job at the Village Inn pizza parlor as a cook. And so I did that for quite a while. And at one point, our dishwasher, a lovely man named Razak Samandur, had a neighbor who he brought in because she needed a job, and that was Kathy. So Kathy became a waitress. I was and would still be terrified of women in general, but of relationships. And that sounds wrong. I love women. I love relationships, but I'm shy. I'm introverted, as surely all of you can tell.
Oh yeah, I know
But
this too.
it's trust me, it's complicated. But because Kathy and I were working side by side, that gave me a chance to get more comfortable with talking to her, and so yeah, that just it evolved. I felt for her way before she felt for me, which makes sense. She was smart and attractive, and I was odd but flexible. So she was bringing more to the party than I was. But over the course of time, yeah, we fell in love and eventually were married. Had our daughter Sarah. So I'm to this day grateful that both of us needed work at the same time that the Village Inn was hiring.
Yes, I mean, it was one of the moments where you saw her and that song played in your mind. You was like, this magic
Oh
moment,
yeah,
Um, well, I didn't get the chance to meet Kathy, but from hearing stories from you and your brother Mike, I know she was an
yeah.
incredible person who left us too soon. So,
Yes, absolutely. She's missed every day, uh, and for what it's worth, uh, she very much had an impact on Barney in that when I first moved to Dallas, uh, people surprisingly, or not surprisingly, were unimpressed that I had been writing radio commercials in Bloomington, Indiana, in the middle of nowhere. And so I was writing, but I wasn't making any significant money at all. Kathy was the one who went to a regular 9 to 5 job, which with travel time was a lot more than that. And it was not a job she liked doing. She kept our family afloat until I had worked up enough momentum with writing projects that I could then handle the bills and she could stay home. So uh, had she not done that, there's no way I would have been available for Barney. I couldn't have held on that long. So Kathy really enabled everything that then happened in my life, and then things that I was able to do. So she's definitely a part of the Barney story.
oh, definitely, I agree. Um, and also, so we did this last time, but
Yep.
unfortunately, YouTube had to be YouTube and take it off. Um, Share a story about your amazing family who I have right here.
Oh yeah, there we are, and that's me with the dark hair and the mustache trying to drip off my chin, and that's the lovely Kathy right next to me. So that would have been, and let's see, the redheaded guy, my older
Oh,
brother
sorry.
DJ, and the brown haired guy with the mustache and the pearly white teeth. That's my twin brother Mike, not identical, and that's my mom and dad looking over the top of it was like a planter room separator thing, but yeah, that's the group of us, and that was in Indianapolis. But yeah, great family. Both of my parents were artists. They met in art school. Their closest friends were other people who they had met in art school, and so growing up, all we saw were artists. A lot of them had legit jobs by then, but then their kids were about the same age as the kids in my family, and we were all being brought up in this kind of freewheeling bohemian artistic creative mindset, uh, and so a lot of us ended up in the arts ourselves, and it made for a fun and creative and experimental childhood, which I've never grown out of.
But we like you. We wouldn't have it any other way. So, of
Well,
course.
that's good because I'm starting to think I'm not going to grow up. It's getting late in the game, so I guess my sensibilities leveling out at those of a 10-year-old are maybe permanent. Uh, yep, there that would be Mike in the glasses me barely packed into the checkered shirt, and my older brother Don. That would be at, I believe, Grissom Air Force Base, where we were all Top Gun pilots. No, we weren't. We were a long way from that. We were there for an air show that day, in the crowd. We weren't flying anything. Sure, I wanted to wing walk, but no, they said no. So, but yeah, that was yeah, that was a fun family out.
I was gonna say, I mean, if y'all were fireplowing them planes back there, then what the heck was going on? They allow kids
Yeah.
to do that, which means you got just start before Tom Cruise was even invented. So
Oh,
okay.
pretty much. Yeah. I don't want to just flat out say that he did Top Gun imitating me, but I think people are free to draw their own conclusions. Use your
um.
heads, people.
So, well, we want to use your head, but your head's just so creative and so bubbly and fun. We might get lost. So
That's genuinely possible.
So you had your amazing family. You was in Bloomington, Indiana. You did radio, and you also met Kathy.
Yep.
Now, now after all that, somewhere in there, you went to this amazing place where you met this man who would also probably help in some way, open the door for Barney, Bob
Mm-hmm.
West. You found
Yes.
your way to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep.
Now, how did the road of Chuck E. Cheese enter your direction, and how long after that did you meet Mr. West?
Well, it didn't take long to meet Bob once I had that gig. Basically, at the time I was freelancing my radio work primarily for an ad agency in Dallas called Morock and Associates, and I had a good relationship with them. I got paychecks from them, which was really important at the time. But one of their clients was Showbiz Pizza, and they got a call asking if anybody at the agency might be interested in or able to write the short shows, pardon me, that would happen in the theaters with the robot characters singing and telling jokes and stuff like that. And I'm so sorry. Bill Farmer was the creative director of the agency, and a great guy. And he said, "Well, we don't have anyone on staff, but this guy, this Steve White fella, he'd probably be who you want." And yeah, that to me seemed like a very natural thing. It was again. I had the background in radio, in audio, and really what I would be writing and producing is an audio show, even though it would then be translated to a visual medium by programming the bots. But pardon me. So I got that. It was still again freelance. I've been a freelancer forever. So I got paired with David Wolf doing music, who later did some stuff for Barney, a great guy. Also a fellow named David Roth, who did the vocal arrangements. He was great fun to work with. And then, of course, meeting the voice talent, because I would, besides writing scripts, I would be there in the studio as we would produce the audio tapes. And there was Bob West doing two characters, Pasquale and Jasper Jowls, the banjo playing dog. So it didn't take me long to really appreciate Bob's talent, sense of humor. The guy could sing, the guy could deliver a line, and he was just a good fella. So I did that for several years. And we would do shows about 4 times a year, I think. So when we would get back together to do a new one, we do a little catching up. And on one of these occasions, I said, "So, Bob, what you been up to?" He says, "Well, I provided the voice for a dinosaur video for kids done by these 2 school teacher moms." I said, "Wow, that sounds interesting. Is that going to go anywhere?" And he says, "No." So he was wrong about that. It turns out, who knew? But so yeah, so that was how I got that Barney Bob West connection, and I followed up. I sent a letter to Cheryl Leach and Kathy Parker and all the the people making Barney, just to say, hey, I'm already out here writing for Bob West. I'm doing songs and jokes for a family friendly audience. So I'm probably well suited to your needs. Although I didn't hear back from them until the series was actually purchased for PBS, or I should say greenlighted, because I thought, well, that's taken off without me. But instead, soon after I saw that there was going to be a series, I got contacted by Cheryl Leach, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yes, yes. And I have to clarify one thing, because I did a double take when we did your documentary when you mentioned it, and then I got to clarify this because you mentioned it. When Steve said that he had help from a man named Bill Farmer, he doesn't mean Goofy Bill Farmer.
No,
it was a whole different guy.
A different guy. Although at the time, Bill Farmer was a voice talent in Dallas. And so I worked with that Bill Farmer too, but yes, different Bill Farmers. Collect them all.
Yeah, I remember the first time you told me that story. I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! You talking about Goofy Bill Farmer? He's the one that got you the job at Chuck E. Cheese. Now, how did he do that and do Goofy's voice at the same time? That's an interesting move. Okay,
I'm not saying it would have been impossible, but no, two different guys.
Right.
But it's not surprising. The radio commercials, I always like to work with humor, and so there was a handful of people that I liked best in the Dallas market to use for voice talent over and over, and Bill Farmer, the voice Bill Farmer, would have been one of those, as was Bob West and a good friend of mine named Lee Ritchie. So since I was doing comedy, I became acquainted with these voice talents who could really do it well. So yeah, not surprising that we crossed paths.
Well, I will say, with Barney is concerned, even though it's surprising to hear Bob, who was there from the beginning, be like, this ain't gonna go nowhere. But a lot of people didn't have no idea where this was going to go. I mean, they were just doing the home videos.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was before social media and before the cable became the way it was. I mean, normally with a pilot, normally you put it on TV, wait for results, but they decided to go down the video pathway. Yeah. And I guess because it was so popular that it reached Larry Rifkin, which led to the PBS launch. And then it's like, after that first season 1, it was like, it was something there. So by the time you and others came aboard for that first season, it was like, we got something on our hands here. So.
Well, yeah, it was it was interesting because at the point, and Larry Rifkin, who is the gentleman who brought Barney into the PBS world, he wrote a book, a little autobiography that I read recently, and he was making the point that when Barney was purchased to do a kid series on PBS, it's like there was a bit of an alarm that set up in Barney land, because they knew it had to suddenly become a really educational documentable educational show, and the original videos were great fun for kids, but they did not have all of the pro-social content, the learning moments. So the show, we not only needed to start doing a lot of episodes, we had to really give a spine to the show, a reason for it to be there, and things that it was particularly good at doing. And all of that happened thanks to a miraculous assembling of very talented, very dedicated people. So yeah, still looking back over my shoulder, it shouldn't have worked, and a lot of people said it wouldn't, but the elements were there, the drive was there, and the teamwork was there. So yeah, I'm still delighted that I was there for that particular miracle.
I agree. And if it wasn't, if it wasn't for you and Mark and Marianne and Margie and just
Oh,
all
yeah.
you guys in general who helped put the
Sure.
stories together, and it wouldn't have been the same, because technically it was canceled after season 1, but
Yes, it
luckily,
was.
and y'all didn't know this at the time.
No, that's kind of the interesting management style that we sometimes face. Well, they don't need to know.
The heck y'all
So
don't.
yeah, which I guess makes sense. Well, if we tell them it's canceled, they're all going to get work elsewhere, and we won't be able to get them if we need them. So we just won't mention it.
Right.
But yeah, the show was canceled, but at the point that Barney was featured in some PBS fundraising drives, brought in a lot of money and a lot of comments from parents, and PBS said, "Oh, maybe we don't like it, but we do like the revenue it brings in." So we did get that a second chance, and ran with it, I dare say.
Well, I have to say, I did say I was going to say a few things during the stream, and if the fans are watching and listening, or will be watching, you'll know this too, and I'll
Yeah.
post about this at some point too. Not today, but yeah, I interview, as y'all know, I'm doing this 40th anniversary project for Barney. I've spoken to close to 150 people, still editing interviews.
Yeah.
And a lot from what I've heard from people, like I just started editing the guy they had who was the original editor before McGee Smith came. I got him, and he's in this. And boy, he said some stories I forgot he mentioned when I interviewed him last year, and I was like, "Whoa, I didn't know this." So
Yeah.
you will hear some surprising stories, and I think
I'm looking forward to hearing those.
yeah, me too. And I'm making this. I will say by either January or February of next year, the project should be close to being out. So fans, get ready. There's a lot of
2027 is looking up already.
And real quick, I want to give a shout out to David Joyner. It was his birthday yesterday.
Yes, his Be Earth Day, as he puts it online, because he likes to get that Earth Day birthday thing going. But yes, and I saw his birthday online and thought, how is that guy not aging the same speed as the rest of us? David still looks great. He's running around on his motorcycle and living life to the fullest. And again, when I drop back a moment about some of the miracles that had to happen to make the whole Barney phenomenon, David Joyner way up there. When I would be visiting the set and David was in the suit, you can't not believe in Barney when he's standing there. I don't care if I know it's a guy in a costume. David and in Magical Dino Sync with Bob West, you believed in him. So just an incredible talent, and for both Bob and David, they both have great heart, and Barney would not have worked without that. And their goodness and energy certainly affected what I wrote for the character. So it was kind of a real give and take in a positive way. So happy birthday, David Joyner.
Well, Stephen, you've done so much for Barney, but obviously the main two highlights I know you love to talk about that his fans love the most as well is the Rainbow Beard episode,
Yep.
Rainbow Beard himself, and Radio City.
Oh my, yes. And those are very, very different experiences. The Rainbow Beard was all good fun. Radio City, man, that was an event in my life, because I wasn't expecting to do it. I wasn't given enough time to do it. But it's like, oh, you're gonna give me the keys to Radio City Music Hall, huh? Okay. I threw everything at it, because when am I going to get this chance again? So it was exhausting. It was terrifying. It was super rewarding. So that's definitely a major event in my life, and I'm so glad that it went well, as opposed to being something where I could look back and go, holy cow, I looked like an idiot in front of all those people, a whole crowd. But yeah, even right now, if you could see, I've got goosebumps, and that's from remembering when Barney, full-size Barney, first emerged on the stage. And in a packed house, just the roar and cheering that went up. Like I say, goosebumps. It was amazing. It was amazing. So again, I consider myself a lucky guy to just even have memories like that.
I know.
It's not something many people get a chance to experience.
But see, I heard a rumor that you had an amazing, wonderful experience, wonderful time working on the Barney movie. Is that true?
Holy cow! What a people talk about dreams come true, and that for me, well, I mean, obviously, just a chance to work with a great director and script doctor. No, the
I know it was a challenging project. I was just pulling your leg when I said
yes.
that.
Oh, trust me, I knew what you were doing. I will say I like the script, the original script for the movie very much, and after that, it's not my fault.
Well, the only thing, it was a great movie for me before meeting you and hearing the behind the scenes of how it got put together.
I'm very grateful that I see all the time people say, this is the first movie I saw, or I love this movie and I watch it all the time. That's more important for me to hear than just me sulking creatively. So I'm delighted that there are people who really like the movie. I'm just not one of them.
But unfortunately, and people from the show know this, and you know this too. Whenever
Yeah.
I reference the later years of Barney, I always call it the seasons of change.
Yes.
And unfortunately, there was a seasons of change, and it really happened after season 6.
Yeah.
And it was like a long train of change.
Yeah.
A lot of the crew who had been there for years had left, Some were let go, but some left.
Yeah.
Bob retired, Joyner retired. Y'all had a whole new set. There was, I mean, cause from what I understand, after season 6, Barney was on hiatus, and when it came
Yeah.
back, it was like a whole new. Y'all did do some home videos still, but there
Oh,
was a
yes.
change. And then we had a new producer come in, and next thing you know, you're gone.
Yeah. There were a series of changes that happened at the point that Hit Entertainment bought the show. Uh, the further, I'd say, the further management got from the original core group, the and Hit, for heaven's sakes, was in England, so uh, we all were in the same building originally. The execs upstairs and the studio downstairs where we're shooting the show, uh, but there became less and less of a connection between the people making the decisions about the show and the people who understood the show and made the show. And so the thread to me got lost. Uh, they started directing the writers and other people to create the show that they thought Barney was rather than what it actually was. And what they thought was, at the very least, wrong for the character and audience. It was sometimes bad for the audience from a standpoint of pro-social communications or lessons learned. And it's so much of the real content for Barney was pretty much subliminal to everybody except really little kids. They are learning from a context that older audience members just ignore. So they don't even know how much stuff is in there. Unfortunately, if then you start changing that context and not have awareness, it damages what the kids are learning. It teaches things that aren't helpful, and sadly, a lot of that went on, which that was not a happy time in my career, I'm afraid.
Well, there was a statement I made when I was narrating that for the documentary that I'm doing, where I said, and I quote, "If you were on the train for Barney when the show was being created, it was a fun ride. It was nerve-wracking at times because you didn't know where it was going to go, but it was a
Yeah.
fun ride. But
Yeah.
by the time we got into the later years, if you were still on that train, you was wondering how long would I be on this train before the brick wall comes."
Yeah.
So, I didn't mean to sound so burger when I said that last part, but just because of the changes that was occurring, and
yeah, it's like there are some changes. I've mentioned this before, but we had a new executive producer who just put down as a dictate that all episodes must now be conflict based. It's like, wow, is there a wronger idea for Barney? Conflict. And for every episode, it's like, no, that's not for our audience. They will not understand that. They're not going to pick up anything positive from it. To me, that just represents the great schism between people who just they're writing their names in the snow. I'm sorry, there's no better way to put it. Change for change's sake. Right. It's a better way to put it. Versus people who know what should be there. And all of the I helped write the Barney Bible. All of the rules were simple and explicit and easy to understand. And unfortunately, the decision makers at a certain point just decided not to read that anymore, not to understand it. I think the problem was, for a lot of them, the show to them looked so deceptively simple that they thought that it could run on autopilot no matter what directions they gave. And that was not the case.
Right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this you?
That is me. I believe that must have been on the cover of some fashion magazine. Oh, look at me playing those drums. Yes, that's that would be our Indiana basement band, the anti-sequacious breed, because we were absolutely against being sequacious, whatever that means, and I have no recollection anymore. But yes. See, we were always destined for either stardom or commitment in an institution. I'm not sure which.
Well, you still look the same. You still like that young boy, and you still look so young and healthy today.
You lie beautifully, Matt, and I appreciate that about you.
I still laugh. Another thing about you that stands out, before we move on, that always tickles my fanny when I think of you is the first time I interviewed you for your movie, and when I said all that, you paused for a second and said, "That's astonishing how you said all that with a straight face, reminding me not to play poker with you."
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have the kind of tells that would make it easy to plunder you in poker. So
Yeah.
hands off. You're too hot for my game.
Well, the only other thing I'm just going to cover, if you could talk again about it to the fans, you volunteer at a very popular train station.
I do. I wish it was Shining Time Station for the people who go way back. But yes, I do. I've got a volunteer gig here. I live in Plano, Texas, which is a suburb north of Dallas, and I volunteer every week at the Interurban Railway Museum, it's free. Come on out. It's fun for the whole family, and all of that is true. It's the original train depot for Plano, Texas. The building was built in 1908, and outside we have a beautiful train car. It was an electric system, with the overhead wires, and the car 360 was built in 1911, and it's been beautifully restored. And we take people on tours through that and show them. And it was striking me just this past Friday when I was there. We've all been thinking about America's 250th, and it was just a random thought that came to me as I was showing the train car to people. It being built in 1911, it's almost half of that 250 years, which really, to me, it's like, wait a minute, from the American Revolution to the same distance from that to the train being built to today. And the math isn't perfect, but it's close. It's I think the train car, I think, is 115 years old. It would have to be 125 to be really square in the middle, but it's close enough. So that's amazing. But the museum has a lot of fun things to do and see. It's a very small museum, but it's free. And I'm always there on Fridays when we do a story time because, well, of course, that just Chucky, Barney, not always, but sometimes I will be part of story time, reading stories for the kids and, singing songs and stuff. It's like, well, I already knew the words. The wheels on the train go round and around. Yeah, sure. I'm there. I still hear those in the dark. So it really is a nice thing. It's very pleasant for me to get out, see families and kids, and just help people have a good time. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Well, I have to say, you would make a nice conductor, and people are blessed, and will be blessed to meet you and
Yeah.
hear the stories. And you know, when and if the time comes, I make my way to Texas. If I happen to be there the day you're there, I'm coming there and I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, I can't promise this for everyone, but I will let you drive the train.
Oh, look out!
Oh man, that's going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, watch the news. Excitement in Plano. Matt Parrish in car 360.
Well, I'm going to have to change. Well, first of all, I'm gonna tell him that my name is Dennis DeShazer. I'm not Matt Parrish.
Oh, okay, there. Casey Jones.
There you go too, Casey Jones. Stephen, what is your legacy, man? Of all the things you've done over the years in your life, what is your legacy, man?
Oh my. See, I always get stumped by that because I confuse easily. Pardon me. From the sound of that, I better figure out my legacy quickly. Certainly, I think Barney is the thing that most people will remember me for. But there's a lot of people who know me from comedy stuff I've done, the audio stuff I've done. Hopefully, all of that aside, what I hope my legacy would be is people remembering me as not just a funny guy, but also a genuinely nice guy. And I'm not trying to butter myself up there. That's my goal. I think we make a better world by being better people, and we're all flawed, but it's worth it to make that effort. So yeah, I just hope someday that I will be remembered fondly with some smiles and laughter and people saying, yeah, he was a good guy. So that's all the legacy I need. Thanks.
Well, you will be remembered. I mean, you touched so many children's lives with Chuck E. Cheese, of course, Barney, of course, but definitely with Chuck E. Cheese, your radio personalities, you touched adults. You also wrote books as well.
Yeah, we've got children's books, we've got adult books, we've got cartoon books. I can't help it. I keep busy.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, it's as natural as having a heartbeat. I've got to be working on stuff. So yeah, I hope whatever I'm working on is something people will enjoy.
There you go. Well, sadly, folks, that's a wrap for today. I always hate when the time comes I gotta part ways with amazing guests, especially this man right here, because this man is a genius, and we need more people like him.
That's so kind of you to say, Matt. Also a little ridiculous, but it's so kind of you to say. I really appreciate it. I always enjoy talking with you. Even better here. Look at all the people here today.
Yes.
So I really enjoy just getting to share about this part of my life. So thank you again for the opportunity and for all the work you put in, not just on stuff about me, but Barney. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a hard-working man. So thank you, Matt, for all you do.
Well, I'm a busy man, but you know what? Same thing. I like to keep busy.
Yep.
I like my day job. I hope the projects I do lead me to a bigger role.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the goal. And I got something interesting in mind. I'm going to try to do
Uh-huh.
it when I do come to Texas. So
Okay.
you and the Barney cast and crew and fans just hang on to your seat for that one. I will announce that when that time comes. But
Okay. Well, keep it in suspense.
I
Yeah.
I will. Now let's cross our fingers and hope and pray YouTube doesn't get stupid. Let's hope they don't get stupid. But we gotta end this just right with
Fact, I'd even say it's a tradition. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Let's do that first half.
Yeah, that's yes. So hopefully they let us get away with that because
Yeah.
that's the way to sing us out.
And for those who don't know, I did announce it a lot last year, and it's old news at this point, but I'm going to share the love anyway. The two twin girls that we've seen, I'm friends with them. One of them had her first baby last year, so she's a mom now.
Crazy. It's crazy. But great.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, thanks for tuning in and coming by today. It's always a pleasure, and you hang tight, and I will be with you momentarily. Let's wave goodbye to the fans.
Sounds good. Bye, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in today. It was a blast having Stephen White come by and visit with me. I'm a busy man, between my projects and day jobs. So I know I haven't had a lot of new shows, but I hope to have some more come. I will announce that there are plans to do a reunion podcast show with some of the crew from Theodore Tugboat when I did the documentary on Theodore last year. So I'm going to get with them and see if we can schedule something. And when the Barney doc is finished, some of the crew have said they want to do some reunions. So you might see some more Barney reunions coming next year. Yay! um, I will announce one last thing. I mentioned earlier that by January or February of next year, we'll see the 40th in the series form. But I'm also now going to be working on a new movie. I just cast two actresses from Baltimore and some new ones, and we're shooting a drama action. Well, yeah, drama action with some action in the movie called The Spinning Arrow. I'm excited for it. We're going to shoot this summer. We're going to have a premiere get together to watch it when it's done, and I'm going to submit it to the Film Festival of Maryland to see what happens. But that's where I'm at with that. I got some other projects I'm working. I'm just young. I'm a busy guy. But thanks for tuning in. I will be in touch for the next guest and more news. And thank you guys. God bless y'all. Love y'all. Toodles.